have to hold up to it by giving you another fantastic review. And we're going to talk about Vikram Vedha, which was in theaters. What did you think?
Okay, so I went with some expectations because it's Hrithik Roshan, for God's sake, guys. It's Hrithik, for God's sake. So I went with Hrithik expectations, and I know Hrithik picks up his movies really well these days. I mean, he's not the young Hrithik who will, the good part about Hrithik Roshan and his evolution into movies, action movies, of course, is the fact that he doesn't hide his age. He looks too good for his age, and he's well into his 50s, but he doesn't hide it, and he looks really good. His body's agile. Oh gosh, his dancing is fantastic. His action sequences land, and he's able to give twists to his characters like never before. We've seen that happen across the movies that he's done in the last 2 to 3 years, and we've seen him in War, his opening scene with like gray on his beard and his hair. Oh my God, he looks fabulous he looks sexier with gray. And again, here he has this very UP accent very heavy UP accent in his lingo. He hasn't hidden his gray hair. He comes across amazingly good looking, and that's Hrithik. And like every other Hrithik movie, the opening shot is everything, and the opening shot is everything here as well. The movie starts with telling us about, I don't know if you know, but Vikram Vedha, this Vikram Vedha, the remake of a 27 Tamil hit with the same name, Vikram Vedha, and it is actually remade by the same directors, Pushkar and Gayatri. So they've added 20 minutes to the movie. They've added a lot of content, contemporary content to the movie. They've kind of made it a very different experience. But the original was Madhavan and Vijay Sethupathi, by the way. And this is Saif Ali Khan and Hrithik Roshan, where this is loosely based on Indian folklore, the story of Vikram and Vedha, where Vikram is a king, and the story is based on Vikramaditya, one of the most honest kings in the world. And Saif Ali Khan is a very honest cop. And he heads the special task force where his job is to capture this really sinister gangster called Vedha. And similarly, in Indian folklore, what Vikramaditya is supposed to do with Betal is he's a ghost, got to capture the ghost. But the only loophole to that entire capturing the ghost is like if the ghost talks to him and then Vikram opens his mouth and talks back, the ghost disappears. So Vikram has to go back and capture the ghost again. So this entire folklore is actually quite a big book of how many questions, moral questions, the ghost asks Vikramaditya, and every time Vikramaditya answers moralistically with the right answer, the ghost disappears on a tree, and then Vikram has to go back and capture the ghost again, and then again the ghost asks questions. Similarly, here what happens is 3 times Vikram captures Vedha, but every time he's about to kill Vedha in a quote unquote encounter where they stage his death. Every time he's about to do it, Vedha asks Vikram a question, a moralistic question, tells him a story, asks him a moralistic question. And the moment Vikram answers, he's not able to capture or kill Vedha because Vedha questions his basic moral values and biases. So it is a very well written movie. It's different from the OG, even though the OG was a super hit. This is again, differently written story about these 2 men who actually in the end come together and fight evil together. But then the movie ends with them against each other again because Vikram still remembers what his job is to capture a gangster, and gangster remembers that Vikram is not his friend. But it is so well written. But what I have to tell you is the scenes between Saif Ali Khan and Hrithik Roshan, oh my God, they're fire. That chemistry is fire. They don't need a third person in the frame when the 2 of them are together. There's this entire scene of them fighting in the rain, which is captured so beautifully on railway tracks. It's just so beautifully captured. But what really hit me the most about this movie was the surprise cast. The bigger stars like Hrithik Roshan and Saif Ali Khan did not need it, but India's heartthrob, Rohit Saraf. He plays Veda's brother. And Ekta Kapoor's Dil Hi To Hai lead Yogita Bihani plays Rohit's girlfriend. And then in The Inimitable, Radhika Apte plays Saif Ali Khan's wife, which is a very big deviation from the normal stars that movies would pick up. They've actually picked up stars from television and web, which has made all the difference in the movie in terms of supporting cast. Even, the guy the guy who works with the entire cast is a very varied cast, and I thought I appreciated that a lot because a lot of television and web stars don't get this opportunity to work in big blockbuster movies, and they did. So this was a very big thing. It's The stories are well done. The cinematography is excellent. Lucknow with its narrow lanes and density of crowd and rundown structures, washed walls, rain-washed walls, all of that play a very key role in the movie to actually get the tempo going. In more than 2 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes of the movie, there is no time for you to get bored. There is it goes a little slow when the stories start, when Veda tells Vikram the stories. It does go a little slow at times, but then it keeps the interest alive because now you want to understand what is the question Veda is asking that will morally stump Vikram again, and Veda will disappear from his life again. So all of that really played well. Saif Ali Khan is brilliant. He has a very controlled performance as Vikram, and he shines totally. But the movie belongs to Hrithik. Hrithik just, and has very rustic avatar as the UP gangster with an accent. He looks darker, of course. I mean, everything unkempt, dark. Hrithik. You can tell I'm a huge Hrithik fan, but um, I think the entire supporting cast did an excellent job. The music plays well into the tempo of the movie. On the whole, I haven't really liked a Massey movie in a very long time because all the big movies were such a big disaster. But I think Saif Hrithik chemistry just electrified this one.
Perfect.